Now that's when you hear the gods say that we deal with the elements. I just deal with elements, man. I deal with elements. Elements is a substance made up of 7 atoms. That's all you need to know. There's 92 kind of atoms. I'm recording over here too. I'm talking to you at the same time. There's 92 kind of atoms. You understand that, right? So there should be 92 elements. I'm dealing with a higher elements. I mean, but I'm saying that the periodic table they give you here is 100. They're up to 118 elements. I trust. I study over 140 elements. No, that was, vibranium was not real. It could be an artificial element like plutonium. See, plutonium is an artificial element. It's something they made up. It's like water is actually an artificial element. It's something made up. You have to combine two, I think it's hydrogen and helium, something like that, or hydrogen, and you get water. You understand? So if you got a periodic table with you, well, look at the left side. I don't have one with me. I got it in my head. The left side will be gold. The right side will be the green side. The green side is the elements that takes care of plant life under the lunar moon, making your plant life more greener. Your plants get green at night because of the lunar moon. I actually, a female friend of mine named Tanisha shared that with me. A female, black girl, who helped me with that. And so it's the gold side, the left side of your periodic table should be gold, correct? Okay, in the top left, the first element will be hydrogen. And then the top right, I think you would have on the green side will be uranium, which is the heaviest atom. Hydrogen being the lightest atom, so hydrogen will have the number of 1. Uranium will be the heaviest atom. I'm into different elements. They don't teach about zirconium. You understand what I'm saying? Your terbium, stuff like that. They don't teach about that. Astatine, lithium. Star Trek used trilithium. They took it all, but lithium. These are the elements I'm studying. Huh? That'll be aluminium. Aluminum. In America, it's aluminum, but it's aluminium. Because remember, a lot of the lettering on the elements, a lot of the science, the physics was French. So a lot of the elements are in French. Like you get iron, you get Fe. That would be because that's in French. If you follow what I'm saying. Well, a periodic table, well, the one you probably studying, if you count it, it probably has 7 rows. The average periodic table has 7 rows. 7 horizontal rows also. Yeah. All right, so go. You would see on your bottom, you would have a row 57 through 71, right? That would be lanthanide. And then 89 through 103, those rows will be ectonide. Now, this is things you don't get in an educational system. You're not going to get all of this. So this is what I'm saying. Now, you see all of that I'm telling you about, right? Okay, it's there. Yeah, so say if you look at the gold side and you look at the atoms alone. In the gold atoms, if you pull light back from it, you will see a lump of gold. And that's where your gold comes in at. There'll be a lump of gold. Then the same thing with silver. If you pull light back from silver, you just have a lump of silver. Yeah. All right, so start with those and then call me back and then I'll help you out with the rest. But I'm using a different periodic table. They're going to tell you 118. We esoterically, man, we in hundreds and hundreds of elements, if not thousands. You know what I'm saying? So I have to do this. This is what, when you hear gods talk, when you God body talk is, yo, what's up, God? What you doing, man? You might hear me say, I'm dealing with the elements, or you might hear me approach one of the gods. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? What's going on? You're not dealing with these elements, man. Because dealing with the elements, and I stay on my periodic table, so no one could trick me. I can't be tricked dealing with the elements, man. I come from a master teacher. You know what I'm saying? My teacher name was Sheikh Muhammad, who sat with Dr. York in a circle, and he told me to use the word circle to get in high groups. So circle would be, my Sheikh was not, and my surrogate father was not inside anything. He said that York told him, you would best serve me on the outside. So York made a tape, and he said in one of these tapes that many of my true followers are not even here with me. They're on the outside. I'm not a join type person because I don't want to limit my thoughts and having to, but that is the way to go, to be in one accord with everybody you trying to build with. But the periodic table is something they don't teach these children, and that's what I do. My children grew up with the periodic table in their room, grew up with maps in their room, astrology shit in their room. It was like you had to have this up. If I walked in that room at any time and gave you a test, where's Texas, where's this, that, I can blindfold you and you better go to it and know some of these elements. Then there was a time where I had my children, they would have to write every day of their life, take 10 words out of a dictionary and just write them down and just know the meaning of them every day of your life. You know what I'm saying? So I deal outside a school system, which is an elementary school, which you think they get it from. Anyway, I deal outside of an education system. I'm not an educated person. I'm an enlightened person. I don't educate people. I enlighten them. So you gotta slow. I gotta slow down a lot for the people that I'm around because again, a lot of people is looking for me to be the person I was. Surprisingly, people want to see me blow up and sell drugs or do this or do that, and they're waiting for the same person of 20 or 30 years ago. And I'm so far advanced. I'm so much of a different person right in their face that they don't understand that. So a lot of things I had to learn was the elements, the atomic weight of the elements, the number that the elements was assigned. When you go into your numerical system, you have to know that each number has a numerical weight. Has an atomic weight. And then you get these weights and then you times it by mass, times this, times that. And then you go into a different realm of mathematics. You know what I'm saying? But it's still mathematics. Don't be fooled when they so-called scientists come up with this algebra and trigonometry and calculus, and you could take a course of advanced mathematics or applied mathematics, meaning knowing mathematics and being able to apply it wherever it's necessary. That should be off the top. Should learn all math should be applied necessarily. All your math is applied mathematics. I apply it where it's necessary. If I have to go to 1, 2, 3, then I apply it to lesser-minded people who's into ABC 1, 2, 3. If I have to deal with the periodic table, then I'll deal with the periodic table. You feel me? So, I come from a great teacher, my surrogate father, who passed away in 2013, and he had already been teaching me how to speak a little Arabic, how to speak a little original languages, know about the Phoenician, the cuneiform, and things like that, and knowing that all of the languages come out of the Latin languages. Swahili dealing way back when and it's so much that you can get lost. So what he taught me was to just come to the point that you're going to know the truth, because there's so much truth out there that's going to come a time you can't search for all the knowledge, this knowledge, that knowledge. Somebody will prove you wrong and say, oh, yo, you was wrong on this, you was wrong on that. That's why I don't get into debates, because you could be wrong when you dealing this deep in your studies, man. But the average Christian or person out there, or they don't know their Bible, man. They don't know. They just going along, Holy Ghost in it, and don't really know what's going on. So I water down for people when I talk to them, because they'll come, I know my Bible, Lord and Jesus Christ. I'll say, I said, what about Genesis? What about this? And they'll start talking about it. And people don't understand the first 5 books in the Bible is called the Torah. It's not even the Bible. It got added in later. Genesis, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, etc. Man, that and 2 more of them, that they don't even belong in the Bible. So people don't understand that there's lost books that are missing, and things that they did not add that you just don't know about. Then there's books that have been added. So if I ask the average person who claim they know their Bible, what year did they add the Book of Kings? What year did they add this book? They wouldn't know. You understand? How much censorship did the Bible go through? How many corporations were in on editing the Bible when so-called King James and his team finished translating what they were stealing from the Greeks, who stole it from the Latins, who stole it from the Egyptians? It's just a lineage of this thievery. So what y'all getting in these Qurans and Bibles are translations, and they're bad translations. So I'd rather just deal with the elements. True gods stay in the elements, man, So I don't think the average person really, even when I'm outside on a day-to-day basis, piecing in and helloing it, it's just all a breakdown of me not having anyone solar to talk with, you know what I'm saying? So I become dumb as the people around me, you know what I mean? And that's just it, because it's the elements that you don't even know about. No vibranium is not on this chart. So you're going to get close elements, your terbium, you know what I mean? Zirconium, it's things like that, but what's this another element? Chromium, but you're not going to get vibranium, you know what I'm saying? So just dealing with the elements is a sign of you being, powerful, man. You not being educated, you being enlightened. You being enlightened, man. So a lot of people have to move away from being smart and educated, because that's when you're dumb. When you're smart and educated, you're a dumbass. When you're enlightened and you're using your wisdom and you're being wise and you're using logic, then you're reaching genius level. That's the beginning for you, genius. Then you're reaching a genius level. That's why I got that picture up. That's how I build. When I'm like this, I'm in light. I'm in light form, straight light. That's how the light lights up in your body. And you don't see my physical form. You don't see the dinosaur covering me. You don't see that cloak. You don't see that reptilian hard-covered skin over me. You see my ether. And that's the picture you're looking into. So I just want people to be more enlightened, man, instead of smart and educated, because smart and educated people are people who are degreed and who have been certified. If you look in any banker's dictionary, to be certified, it means you have an owner. To have a certificate of any kind, there's an ownership, someone who owns your certificate. So your birth certificate was given to you by who owns you. Again, your birth certificate was given to you by who owns you. And your birth certificate is a stock bond. You can cash it in. You can get money off of it. It's a lot that y'all need to know in Apex Solar 1, man. I'm going to be kind of dropping stuff on y'all, man. I'm going to go into this. It's a Nina Simone song I like called Strange Fruit. It's not actually Nina Simone. She did it. What's the lady who sung it for real? And then a white man wrote it. So, it's called Strange Fruit. A lot of people don't know that even this slave song, this ugly song, describing this woman talking about she's strange fruit, or black people hanging from trees when she was out back in the South. And a white man wrote this song and passed it on to blacks to recite it or sing it to, ease their pain. And I found that kind of funny, but I always was into the song. It helps me just map stuff out, and I look at the African movement and what they've been through, our distant cousins and what they've been through, man. And I am related to those stories, and I do feel for those stories, man. But it's called Strange Fruit. I like the one by Nina Simone. I'm gonna play that, towards the end. All right. So we just want to get enlightened. So yeah, man, I just said we all stay on the same foot, man. I love my subscribers. I love the people who's, remember, I did no descriptions. I did no jump offs from Instagram or anything. Let nobody, tag me and none of that, man. We still moving a little strong, man. I like to stay under low, because once they hit, man. You know what I'm saying? So for those who follow me, just keep coming, man. And I'm gonna keep sharing with y'all the proper things that we must do. And today we got to know that we have to deal with the elements, man. So if you can't get a periodic table out, start studying the elements on your own. Go buy you a telescope, learn how to draw blood, learn the procedure that you have to use, whatever software you have to buy to hook up with your telescope. Learn the procedure to take your own blood, to know your own blood type, and begin to get someone in the family who can do who could perform that CP stuff when somebody's dying. We need nurses. We need cooks. We need agriculturists. We need everybody, man. We need everybody in the family to play their part so we could grow for the future. So as we grow, we go out and stop renting. We start buying land. And we got our own family. We have our own nurses, doctors, our own farmers, people growing food that knows things, people that understand the ecosystem. And these are the things you need to know, not to survive, but to be God. To live. Once you know these things, you're not surviving, you're living. Once you're working, you're surviving. You're cashing a check, you're doing the same thing, going back and forth, and you just don't want to be doing that for the rest of your life, man. So, If you're a man and you're arguing with your woman, man, leave her. If you're a woman and it's not working out with your man, leave him. If it's workable, my suggestion is stay together because family unit is strong. You're king and queen then. But if you anybody, man, if somebody's in your life driving you crazy, leave them. It's time to leave. You know, male or female, each side, man. Leave your woman, leave your man, or either stay the fuck together and work it out, man. But stop arguing because the negative energy is killing us, man. We need less negative energy on this planet, man. So, yo, I'm not going to speak long today, man. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to, you know, drop a few things on people and help us stay focused, man, and realize that, you know, educated people are really stupid. You know what I'm saying? So don't be a part of the people who's working 30, 20 years, talking about waiting for retirement to do nothing, to wait on a pension and do nothing. They're not going to be productive in life. They're telling you now where they're going to be. They're telling their God where they're going to be. They're telling you who they signed with, what team they on and everything, man. They're securing their pension and their 401k. Leave them be, man. They're going to work the rest of their life and say, I worked all my life. Yes, you did slave all your life because you was not supposed to. You're reading a Bible that you don't know nothing about, thinking you got to work by the sweat of your brow. And that was for the Lulu and Melus. That was for the white people. That was for the creation. They were created to be our slaves, and they were supposed to work by the sweat of their brow, not you. You're scientists. When y'all look back at the Black Panther movie, please, females, look at the little sister, the princess, and remember that that is you. Remember that that is you. She was the high scientist leading that whole, advancing that whole society. A woman. And it was allowed because that's how we held our women and held them up. Once you got a woman that you holding up and she tried to go too far up, I mean, come on, play your position. But these women were strong, yet they were sensitive. They knew their part. So we got a woman, you got to become more than what you are. You know, stop asking men, stop sending your man to a job. Because all you're doing is talking about you want a working man is you're stagnating the growth of entrepreneurs. Because if you keep forcing your man to go work and don't tell him, look, once you do your rhymes or do this, to do that, go sell your paintings, do that. Tell him about his creativity to go advance that. Once you telling a man when he get a job and forcing him to work and all that, you put him in a box, and the only thing you're going to do is get something out of it because now your little selfish bills to pay, you're happy he's working, and he can't do nothing for the rest of his life. Some of these dudes even got child support that will be taken out of their check, but you got a girl pressuring you to work. She doesn't have the bigger picture. She wants you to work. She doesn't want you to be you and go out and entrepreneur and have other ideas for you. She can't think outside the box herself because all the fuck she do is work. So a lot of you niggas, man, might want to start staying away from working women because they are ignorant. They work and they run around in that circle and they don't have time for nothing. You understand? And same with men. Niggas the same way. If you don't got time, I can see the people who work and still make time for other things. But if you're letting your job kill you from bills to the, you know, crying every morning, I got to do this, that's ignorant because you're going to do it tomorrow morning. You're going to do it the next morning. You're going to do it the next morning. Why? Because you need that paycheck. What would you do right now if you came in and your boss said he don't need you? Because he really don't need you. You need him. And that's sad when you can sit right now and say, damn, if I lose my job right now, a lot of the shit that I have, my rent, my mortgage, this, everything will be fucked up. Meaning, you need the white man. He can easily fire you because it's a bunch of dumb niggas like you he can hire. So if you're in a position where you can sit and say, yo, what will I do right now if I lost my job? Your dumb ass will run and get another one, meaning a job takes care of you. Not the most high, not your talent, not your rhyme skills, not your painting, not the things that you know you have inside that you can go and blow up. You ain't going to depend on that. You think you need a job or a job. And watch out for them women pushing you to a job, man, because that'll mean they don't got no vision. All they want to do is be taken care of, and they don't give a fuck what kind of job you get, as long as your ass is working. And that's a selfish bitch. Stay away from her. You dig? So, yo, listen, man, this is pain coming up, man. I want y'all to listen to this and try to meditate, man. Apex Solar One, man. I come from a long lineage in the 80s, man, breaking all of this down. I followed Dr. York since the 80s, throughout the 90s. You know, I'm definitely into a future teaching. It definitely should be someone new that have came and did come and advanced the teachings. That is a great thing, showing us our light, you know, and saying that we don't have to sit. We have to keep moving. And that's what we need to do in thought. We need to advance. Someone talks to you. Forget about saying you take it one day at a time. Forget about, oh, I'm all right, I'm just making it. No. How you doing? I'm great. What you been doing? Advancing and constantly advancing. That's it, man. You don't have to share negative times with nobody. You just deal with the negativity that's going on in your life. Remember, there has to be people hating on you. There has to be. That's their job, like Satan got a job. You understand that? The Illuminati has a job. The Nazis were the Illuminati. The Illuminati has a job. Slavery, the Illuminati, all that was supposed to be. They're supposed to be policing the world like that because we fucked up. And don't forget about Black Panther. That is not your beginning. Because remember, they started you all 5 tribes fighting one another. Do you people think that the builders of the pyramids and that civilization, that rich civilization, all those gold labs you coming in seeing in King Tut, Tutankhamun, you think they were killing one another? No, killing and murder came in with human creation. Cain slewing Abel, that's a creation. Those are beasts and animals who evolved from an evolutionary chain that they told you about. And we are the missing link on that chain. They do not find our dinosaur here or our DNA. That's where they get it from. They can find our form here, our graphics. But our DNA leads off this planet. We brought dinosaurs with us. We brought certain things with us. You understand it? And then the extra beings on Terra, we created. The God of the Bible name is Anki. He loves you, but he went rogue on you at one time also. He's at constant battle with his brother, the Lord of the Sky, the eagle, Enlil. Enlil was the God that caused the flood. Anki wanted to try to save people, and that's why he taught Noah things and to teach Noah to go in the laboratory and get me the DNA of these animals, not put animals somewhere, just get the DNA. Enlil, his brother, was going to flood the earth, and you had to teach Noah, the next family, how to hover above the earth. So the Ark of Noah is no more than, it could be a UFO hovering, or it could be a radio. It could be something that you can use to receive information from these beings, because everyone who had this ark, every civilization that got the ark, thrived and did well. You understand? The ark would be no more than like vibranium, something given to you from, higher advanced beings, okay? So Enlil was the Lord of the Sky, and it's the Thor. If you go back and look at Thor and his brother, that was the same story. This is true accounts that they're stealing from. These are true accounts. These are all ancient true accounts in books or tablets called Enuma Elish, broken all the way down. Akkadian records, Apentishaz, Atrahasis. There's more creation in the books, tablets called Atrahasis. These are the Apentishaz, Akkadian records. This is where I toil, in the Phoenician, in the cuneiform, in the ancient Hebraic languages. I don't speak them, but you got to toil in them and know a little bit of the Arabic, a leaf, a lamb, and a kut. And I remember when my Syrian father told me, he put some Arabic in front of me, and he said, you're going to be reciting that so that you can say your worship to the Most High in Arabic. And I thought he was crazy. I said, Pop, I won't be able to learn that. I won't. He said, didn't I teach you the elements? Didn't I teach you atomic weights? Didn't I teach you the numerical system, the numbers, the codes that come in on the sun? You learned that. You're going to learn this. I said, nah. And then 3 months later, I was reciting, Bismillahi Rahmani Rahim, Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen Rahmani Rahim, Malaki Yamadina, Yakanabudu wa Yakanasta'im, Aidina Suratul Mustaqim, Suratul Alaveen, and Amta Alayhim, Kreel Makdubi Alayhim, my last Salim. And it flows like water now. And then I had to understand what the ABCs of the Arabic language was. A leaf, a lamb, a kut. I had to just recognize, not master, but just recognize different languages if you're going to go into a field of sharing with people. Then he taught me the best lesson of all is that I know nothing. And he would punish me with things that I didn't know and to make me feel dumb. And taught me not to go out and embarrass anybody with the little I know. Remember, always say that I'm sharing and never call myself a teacher, because the teachers are the one who goes and they study, they know 50 and 60 languages, and they break them down and teach you what they are in English, and then all you do is recite them back. Like the Bible is a translation. You open the beginning of any Bible, it's going to tell you this is translated from its origin, from its original text. If you really want the truth, follow back to those original texts. I just named some, okay? So I'm going to leave y'all with a little slavery thing, man. A little something to think and vibe on, man. And this is Nina Simone singing about strange fruit. The strange fruit are black people hanging in on southern trees, man, with twisted eyes and bulging and bolden eyes and twisted mouths and all of that kind of stuff. It's a very ugly song, and it expresses pain of what the Africans here what our cousins went through, man. So, yo, moral of all of this, man, is deal with the elements and become brighter and come out of an education.